I'm going to show you how to make jerk chicken in 5 simple steps. And if you've never had jerk chicken before, it is a wonderful, spicy, flavor bomb chicken dish. It actually comes from Jamaica. My name is Ron. I've been in a restaurant for over 20 years, and I'm going to show you how to make your kitchen a food lover's dream. Let's go. All right, what's going on, foodie fam? So today we are doing jerk chicken, and I'm going to show you how to do this very quick and easy by utilizing a food processor. Now, it does look like there's a lot of ingredients, but it actually goes pretty quick because you're not really, chopping it down to, or making mincing or anything like that. So you're just going to chop it up and put it into this food processor. Now, the reason why I use green onions instead of a whole onion has so much water that it actually takes away from the marinade. By utilizing green onions, it gives you a better marinade. It has more intense flavor, onion flavor, and it makes it a lot easier. So we've already added a couple of the ingredients of the brown sugar, salt, nutmeg, cinnamon, and some ginger. Here goes the nutmeg. Paprika. Now you can use this paprika or smoked paprika. Sometimes I use smoke, sometimes I don't. Now, if you only put 3 habaneros in there, it'll be spicy, but not too spicy. But if you put any more, you might as well watch out. Get some milk ready. I'm going to take 1 lime juice, add that into the marinade, and then some better than bouillon paste. A couple cloves of garlic, and some ginger and thyme. Now we're going to use dark soy sauce instead of using regular soy sauce. Dark soy sauce actually has sugar in it, so it gives it more of a richer flavor to it. We add some smoke, liquid smoke, and a little bit of vinegar. Worcestershire, and we're going to blend. Now you're going to blend for about 20 seconds till it's nice and smooth. All the chunks are done. You want to take your lid. Don't put your lid face down because you'll have a spot on your ground. And you want to taste this always. You want to taste this because it needs to be overly salty. Not too salty, but salty enough where it's like, okay, this is going to be perfect. So it's overly salty, but not too overly salty. All right, now we're going to cut the back of the breast. Now, the only problem with this is I should have used a better knife. I did not sharpen my knife this week, so that's the reason why it's taken so long to get through. But you want to start from the top of the breast, cut through, and what we're going to do is we flipped it over, and now I just break it in half so I can get my thighs and my leg quarters out. Once I got my leg quarters out, I'm going to go right down the middle and chop it in. So this has a little bit of the backbone of it into the thighs. I'm going to cut this drums down. Now, when we have the back, now what we want to do is we want to take the backbone, a little bit of the backbone out, and now we have a full quarter. We are going to wash our chicken. It is key to wash your chicken. I know some people say, oh, you don't need to wash your chicken because the heat, whatever. I've been worked in many restaurants. We've always washed our chicken, and I'm going to use a little vinegar. Now, the key thing is you want to put this chicken in a bowl, and then you want to put it in there and wash it from there. Now, I have some soap water or with a little bit of bleach on the other side, so I can make sure my area is very sanitized. So even after I do all this and I marinate everything, or put the sauce in it, I'm going to clean this whole area just so no bacteria is being passed around. Now, I used a little bit of browning seasoning. So browning, if you don't know, is an actual sugar. It is actually sugar that's darkened all the way until it looks black. But since I wanted to get more color on here real quick, I wanted to do that. Now, I tried this step right here by utilizing my syringe to inject it. And to be honest with you, didn't need it. It was a waste of time, but I tried it. Since I marinated for 2 days, the flavor was throughout the whole chicken. It didn't really even matter. Now I'm going to take my marinade, I'm going to pour it all in. Now, sometimes what people say is save a little bit of the marinade. I don't need to save a little bit of marinade, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the chicken in with the marinade, let it sit for a couple days. I actually let this sit for 48 hours, so it was really, really marinated well. And what I will do is I will save the marinade from the chicken in this bag after I put it on the grill, and I will use that for my roux or my sauce. So right now I'm going to make my sauce, and I added some butter. I'm going to add a little flour, and then I'm going to make a roux. Now this roux is going to be a dark roux, so a little bit past peanut butter color looking, and I want this to just keep that dark color flavor look. Now what I also added in here, which I don't think it shows, is I added some brown sugar once I added the marinade into the roux. So once I did that, you'll see in just a second. All right. Watch, this is going to get dark. Okay, see now that bubbling right there, that's when you want to start adding in. So I've already added in the rest of the marinade into the roux. And when I added the rest of the marinade into the roux, I added some brown sugar and a little bit more Worcestershire sauce. Now you want to cook that at least to a boil first before tasting your sauce, because you do not want to get salmonella poison. So make sure that you taste your sauce after you boil it. Now, when I'm doing this is I actually have airflow under the chocolate. So the chocolate is not laying flat at the bottom of it. There is a little rack below it. And you want to make sure it's all the way to the end, right near the entrance valve. Once you get a good gray coal, you want to spread it pretty, not too thin, but all the way to the end. And we're creating 3 separate areas on the grill grate. So I have a cold area, I have a hot area, which I'm putting the chicken on right now on the hot area. And if you notice, I put it bone side down instead of skin side up. The reason why is because I want the bone to heat up a little faster, and then I'm gonna let it smoke in. And once I get the color that I'm looking for, I'm gonna flip it over. And I did this every 3 to 5 minutes. I'm always looking at it, especially when it's on over the fire, because you know there's sugar in this marinade, so it's going to cook faster. It's gonna char a little bit faster. It's not gonna be burnt. It's just gonna have a little char to it. So it doesn't mean it's done. So right here, you notice I flipped it. So this has probably been flipped several times already. And once I know it's pretty much close to done, I'm going to pull it off the heat. Now, if you notice, there's no more chicken on the hot side. Now everything's on the cold and warm side. So whichever is pretty much done, I put it on the cold side, and whichever is pretty much I need cooked a little bit more, I have it closer into the warm side. So the chicken breasts are going to be cooked at roughly around 160, and the thighs, the wings, and everything else, you want to cook it around 185, 190. The reason why is because the chicken breast cooks faster, and if you cook it over 160, 165, it's going to actually dry out. So you cook it at 160, and the key to this is you cook it at 160, and it's going to continue to cook all the way through for another about 5 to 6 degrees higher, and then you're ready to eat. So this was fantastic. It was amazing. So let me know what you think of the recipe.